Thank you, Beth. And now back to our top story, and the top story for many around the world, with 11 people dead, nearly 30 injured in a shooting on the famed Bondi Beach of Australia in Sydney. Members of the Jewish community had gathered for a Hanukkah celebration and, according to local police, directly targeted. And for local reaction, we're joined now by City Councillor Brad Bradford. Now, Brad, I appreciate hearing from you. I actually, just seeing where you are right now, I see a menorah in the background. So where are you right now, sir?
I'm at the corner of Bathurst and Shepherd. This has been a rallying point for the Jewish community in Toronto since October 7th, a place to remember the hostages. And today the community is rallying in light of the massacre in Australia, remembering the 11 victims who were slaughtered for celebrating Hanukkah. And today, of course, is the first day of Hanukkah, where Jewish communities across Toronto will be lighting the menorah candle at sundown. And today we're gathering to remember the victims, but also to remember the meaning of Hanukkah, which is the resilience of the Jewish community, the light that shines through the darkness, and the need in a city like Toronto to be tolerant, to stamp out hate, and to stamp out anti-Semitism.
Mr. Bradford, why was it important for you to be at Bathurst and Shepherd today? I know you've been at rallies before to show your solidarity, but why are you here or there today?
Well, you know, the Jewish community in Toronto is really hurting today. And obviously this was a targeted attack in Australia. And Jewish community here in Toronto and across Canada, you know, they think about what happened. What would it be like if that happened here? And I've been talking with families all morning, rabbis at different shuls and synagogues, and communities really concerned. So as an elected official here in Toronto, I wanted to show support, not a member of the Jewish community myself, but somebody who stands for Canadian values, for tolerance, for acceptance, and to make sure that the city responds to show the Jews here in Toronto that they're not alone. They don't have to suffer through intolerance and hate without the support of the broader community here in Toronto.
And from the standpoint of the broader community here in Toronto, Councillor, what do you think should be done, could be done, or ought to be done now?
Well, you know what? If you have Jewish friends, family, neighbors, you know, call and check in. This was obviously an abhorrent, disgusting, and targeted attack during a symbolic and important holiday to a community of faith. And regardless of your background, if you worship a different God, if you practice a religion or you don't practice any religion at all, Canada is a country of tolerance and acceptance and diversity. And when something like this happens to a particular community, we all need to rally around each other and say, you know, we don't stand for that as Torontonians or Canadians. And so that's why I'm here, and that's why I would suggest if you know folks in the Jewish community, check in with them on a day like today. The menorahs will be lit across the city tonight, and again, that light and that flame stands as a reminder of the resilience of the Jewish people over the years, and that doesn't change today, despite the atrocity that happened in Australia earlier this morning.
My last question for you, sir, is I just happened to see some police officers in uniform walking behind you in camera view. I know we've heard from Toronto Police that they're stepping up patrols and trying to ensure that people are feeling safe as much as they can be and are safe already. I just want to ask you what you're seeing in terms of the police presence, or is there anything that maybe from a councillor standpoint could be done?
There's a significant police presence here. They're both visible and less visible. There are people who are in uniforms and there are people who are in civilian clothing, but there's a big presence here, and I definitely appreciate Toronto Police making sure that they're here to keep everybody safe. And we're all going to have to stay vigilant, because the last thing you want to see is abhorrent attacks like this inspire other activities here or anywhere else. So we all have to be vigilant. We have to stand up for each other. We have to take care of each other and make it absolutely clear there's no space for hate or intolerance in the city of Toronto for anybody.
Vigilance, but also finding the light there. That's Councillor Brad Bradford. We appreciate your time again, sir.
Thanks very much. Take care.